Thursday night, the night before the big one tomorrow, it's Smith Station week. It's a Coach Caleb Ross show. I'm Daryl Puckett. 5:30 to 6:30, Buffalo Wild Wings each and every week here in Prattville. So many ways you can listen. You can watch the show. Obviously, you're listening to right here in Dixie Country 100.1. You can also watch it. You can see it through Prattville Live Facebook page. Also, listen to it on DixieCountry.net. Also asked Alexa to play Dixie Country. Joining me, as always, my man, Coach Caleb Ross. Coach, man, it is, something that we just talked about 2 seconds ago. Bad weather coming in tomorrow night. So last I checked, over 100 schools from 1 to 7A in AHSA have moved their games from Friday night to Thursday night. But Prattville staying strong tomorrow night at Smith Station.
Well, to me, high school football should be played on Friday night. And I do think people, in my own opinion, obviously we didn't move it because I think people kind of overreacted. I think they saw rain, but, man, the last time I checked, there is no severe weather threat. I mean, there may be a thunderstorm or two, but there's not a tornado threat. And right now they're saying it's about a 60% chance, which is a good chance of rain, but it's not like 100% for sure soaker. So, I'm hoping that we're on the 40% of that because nobody wants to sit out in the rain, but – it's not if it did rain, it wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last time that we've coached or played the game in the rain. So, I get it. And, there's probably a lot at stake when it comes to revenue and making the stuff like that. So people make those decisions. But, man, for us, it just, to me, games Friday night, it's just easier to do it that way.
What was the reaction from the fans? Because, again, for me yesterday, it seemed like, it just picked up. It was 3 or 4 schools, and next thing I know, a couple hours ago, Adam Solomon over at Alabama News Network, he says, man, it is a count over 100 schools that's being reported that switched the game. What went into it, just talking with the principal, talking with everybody and saying that we're going to officially keep this? Was it just the no tornado, nothing special, just rain type thing?
Yeah, and, man, I guess I never saw it as obviously we look at the weather. We do. You have to when you're a football coach because you got to plan out practices. And a lot of times if it rains, we want to get a good surface, so we may go down to our city field and play in our stadium. And that had a little bit to do with it. If we had a campus-owned stadium, maybe it's easier to make that decision. But, depending on so many people, it ain't just, hey, let's go take the team and play. You've got to get officials, gate workers, concession. There's so many. You got talking about PA. You got all the radio, and you've got our video crew. There's so many quarterback club parking. There's so many volunteers. You really gotta move a whole village if you want to play a game. And that's the thing. It's a home game too. So instead of me coaching football for the last 2 days, I've been responsible for trying to get all that adjusted. Things that we did all this summer to set up for the games. And it have fell on me. And that's another reason, like, man, is this worth it? If it's going to be a tornado threat or just a 100% we know we're going to get soaked, then maybe you look at it. But the way I kept studying all week was, hey, there's a chance that it may not rain. It's probably going to rain. I'd imagine. It's going to probably rain off and on some. But there wasn't a severe weather threat. So I get why people do it. But for us, man, we're going to stick it the way we're going to stick what we got. So.
Coach, back when I played high school football, and, granted, I wasn't very good, but anytime we, saw that it was going to be raining practice, raining the game, I know I was excited. All the other, guys I played with loved playing in the rain. Is that kind of what, maybe you've talked to your players about and, seen some excitement that it's going to be an old school type of football game potentially?
We hadn't really brought that up, to be honest. I think some kids enjoy it. We practice. I tell you this, we've gotten some work in the rain. Last Tuesday, it rained on us the whole practice, and it's one of those things. It didn't rain this past Friday, but we're talking about looking out for us because hey, we're kind of prepared. If it does rain, we got a whole practice in it. So and it is different now. Handling the football, throwing the football, your footing is a little different. Even though we're on a turf field, things are a little bit slicker. It makes you be a lot more. I told the kids, I did say that. Hey, it's going to rain. That means we got to be that much more attention to detail on how we do things, how we handle the football, ball security, your footing, all that stuff. So, that does play a part, but I don't know. Our kids are so programmed to hope that, hey, it doesn't really matter the venue or the surface or the temperature or the conditions. Man, they're ready to go to compete. So.
Coach, last week, and not the final that we'd like to hope as we set it up coming here on Thursday right before the game. 17-3 drop to Auburn. What really stuck out to you, say maybe Saturday, Sunday, you start thinking about things you could have done differently
Sure.
or maybe try to execute in a different way?
Well, first thing, tip my hat to Auburn. They did a good job. They beat us, and we got to own that. I mean, they beat us. There's nothing we probably we missed some opportunities, definitely early. We missed some opportunities to score. We had some chance to score some touchdowns. We didn't put it in the end zone, and then you barely missed some field goals there, so that probably hurt. But you can't leave it up to that. That's one of those things. And at times, man, they had a good game plan. They whipped us, and I really, like I said, there's really no excuses. We got to own it. It's one of those things. So. There's always you go back as a coach. Any time that you lose, man, we're probably more critical. I know I am. I know our coaching staff. What could we have done better? How could we have prepared our team better? You know what I mean? And we, because man, we put a lot of time into preparation and the analytics of knowing of plays by formation, and we put so much into that. And sometimes, man, they got us, and they did. And I'll say this, hopefully, who knows, we'll get to play them again, and maybe it's a different outcome. But they got a good team. They did a good job. And like I said, at this point, we got to own it, and we got to learn from it, and we got to move on. So the good news is, like I told the team, hey, man, the season ain't over with. I mean, it was a playoff-type atmosphere, but it wasn't a playoff game. So the good news is you get a chance to redeem yourself. It's one of those, all right, so what now what? What are we going to go do? So this is it. This is the road. And we had a chance at home field advantage, and we didn't get it done. But, hey, that's fine. We'll do it the hard way. We've done it the hard way since we've been here. So I mean, there's some thought into that, and our kids have responded well, man. Monday and Tuesday was two really, really good practices. So, the kids have handled it. Sometimes they handle it better than the coaches do. You know what I mean? So I mean, it was one of those things. But we missed opportunities. Maybe it is what it is. We got beat, and we got to own it. We got to move forward.
Did you ever sit at a point, maybe Saturday, Sunday, when you're sitting back watching film? Did you ever feel like you were overreacting just a little bit to some things because it's been so much positive? And, I know it's going to be tough, in a game 17-3, and, the score doesn't represent what really happened on the field. Maybe on Monday you get a good practice, Monday or Tuesday. Did you kind of push that out of your mind a little bit and come up with some good thoughts?
Yeah. Once you start getting into practice, you move forward, and you probably bring a really good point. And sometimes, man, my wife's a voice of reason, and my brother sent me a text that because I tell the team all the time, one of these days I'm going to grow up and not take losses so hard. You know what I mean? So that it's just part of it. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. Some people say don't ever change, and it's hard. Man,
well,
we're
so
competitive.
Out, let me know.
Exactly. I think we all are so competitive, but. Man, my brother and my wife it's like in 2 years, look what we've accomplished. We've closed the gap. That game was an afterthought a couple of years ago. There's no way they're gonna beat Auburn. I mean, really, that's how it was to now, where our kids expected to win the game and they're disappointed when they don't. And I'm very proud of that. That's what we wanted to accomplish. And not all is lost. We get opportunity to keep winning. We can everything we want to accomplish as far as winning a state championship and making a deep run in this playoffs is still there. So. And we even have possibly see how it shakes out, have a chance to play those guys again. So, yeah, you got to look back and say, look, man, it one game can't define your season. Disappointing for sure, but man, we have done a lot, accomplished a lot, and this is a great group of seniors, man, great group of kids, and man, look where we're at. We still got every opportunity we want to go do what we want this year.
Buffalo Rock player of the game, Mason Taylor, for his incredible performance defensively. Linebacker, 16 solo tackles, 6 assists, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 fumble recovery, doing everything he can out there on the field for that. So we'll speak with him in just a few minutes, break down what he was thinking in the game, kind of see what he's looking for, especially this week, and just see how the season's going for him. Again, that'll be in a few minutes. Mason Taylor, a Buffalo Rock player of the game. Also want to remind you, throw this out there, something that we over at the Alabama News Network had to stay on our toes, too, because normally this is my off day. Well, I'm working tonight, Coach. Again, over 100 high schools jumped on it and said, hey, we're going to have our games tonight. So a special edition of Lace Up tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll be out everywhere, but don't worry. Tomorrow night we'll have Lace Up as well. So all the teams playing your Prattville Lions on Friday night. We'll be there starting at 10 o'clock as well with John Longshore. We're just getting started. You're listening to the Coach Caleb Ross Show. Much more ahead. You're listening to Dixie Country 100.1.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Bibb today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, you know, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
School action tonight, so if you want to get out, maybe try to catch some of these games around town, or if you want to sit back and watch the highlights, we have a special edition of Lace Up on the Alabama News Network tonight at 10 o'clock. And, of course, tomorrow we'll have our regular Lace Up, full coverage, all the high school highlights. Your Prattville Lions will be there as well. John Longshore, he'll be in to break down college, if that's what you're looking for, or maybe some Longshore lines, looking at the college football weekend games. Coach, we're trying to wrap up a little bit from last week, and Auburn lost 17-3 at home. You know, I'm kind of looking at a few different things. Projection-wise, it looks like Prattville is looking at about a 3 seed, maybe go on the road against Theodore. But more importantly, Smith Station this week, and then you finish up the season with Sidney Lanier out of 6A. Mason Taylor, though, let's talk about him a little bit, because his performance last week, man, I mean, anytime I see a stat sheet, and Stacy Mills, who's Mr. Do-It-All here for Prattville Live, Dixie Country 100.1, he gives me a stat sheet that says 16 solo tackles. That means this man was just everywhere on the field. What were you thinking? Because, you know, for a while in that game, I mean, it was tough to score points for both sides, but you got a linebacker like that can just cover so much ground.
I mean, and since I've been a head coach in 7 years, I don't know if I've had a single performance where that dominant of football, man, just unbelievable. You know, I coached. I was very fortunate at McGill. We had the Carlton Marshall kid that's playing at Troy. He's a really good football linebacker, and I think Carlton had 17 tackles one night, maybe 19 total, but 22. I mean, 16 and 6. I mean, that's just an incredible night. And the thing what people don't understand about a good night like Mason, it's the tackles he makes, but also how many plays did he affect? You know, I mean, a linebacker where he's chewing up a block, 2 blocks, or he's forcing a running back to bounce wider than he should, and another guy makes a tackle. So, yeah, he might have made 22 tackles, but may have affected 38, 39 plays on the night. So just an incredible night. And when we needed it, man, you talking about a guy that stood up when probably – and we've been playing really, really good defense all year, and probably not our – not that the numbers are real good. We only gave up 17 points, but probably not our best night defensively. They were moving the football, and they were nickeling. If it was 3rd and 4, they were getting 4.5, to get a first down. So, and this guy kind of said, enough's enough in the second half. Man, I think probably most of those tackles came in the second half, and he's just all over the place, man. Just an incredible night.
Coach, new week, what's the biggest takeaway? Because, again, when you come from a game like that, we've already talked emotion-wise, kind of stuff you're thinking in your head, but what's the biggest takeaway when you had a good practice Monday and Tuesday, and now we're sitting at the night before? Something we talk about each and every week, looking at last week's game. What can you take away from that, good or bad, or what you can build on for this next one?
Well, these kids, man, it gave me some hope that, man, they really are buying into what we want. I even say Friday night, we're all kind of upset and we're frustrated. And man, on the field, I said, hey, look, I'm going to talk to him when we get back to the indoor. Not because I was upset. I really just wanted to collect my thoughts and have the right thing to say to the boys. So we get back into the indoor, and you just don't know I'll be honest, as a head coach, you're not really sure what you're going to expect of the kids. Are they going to do their own thing? Are they going to buy? Man, every kid was dialed in, man. They were right there, and they took it, and we all had to take it. And here's the thing. People were like, well, Coach, man, this and I was like, man, our kids were prepared. They were focused. It was not an issue of they were focused. They were prepared. They were dialed in on game day. We played hard, man. That's not even a question. Sometimes, man, you don't go your way, and sometimes you get beat. And that's just sometimes it ain't your night, and the guy's better than you that night. So our kids took it, and like I said, man, you come back on Monday, and the kids have a great practice. There's energy. There's excitement, you know what I mean? Because they understand, man, it's really not about the result. It's really about how we do things. And I think I was proud of the way they played as far as the effort and the intensity. We just got to go execute better, and we got to find ways to get stops and got to find ways to put the ball in the end zone when we get close. So back to work, and that was kind of the mentality. Like I said, so what now? What? Let's go back to work. That's what's it. Because it, you don't want to get. We talked about these things before, but man, the rest of their lives, the rest of my life, man, things ain't always going to go the way you want them. You plan it out, and it just don't happen. So what do? Do you shut down? You just quit? You just give up? Well, you can't do that. You got to move forward. So, man, you got to go back to work, and that's what our kids did Monday. I was very proud of that.
Prattville 6-2, 3-2 in Region 2 Class 7A. Again, the loss to Auburn last week, 17-3. New week, though, looking at a really good game, Smith Station. What really jumps out to you, especially when you look at a team like that? And, I sit there and look at it, 2-6 overall, 0-5. A team that's coming in winless in region play. What's the push to the guys this week?
Well, first of all, we try to never make it about the opponent. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. We're going to prepare the same way for Smiths as we did for Phoenix City. I didn't let up on them this week on practice of pushing them because it was Smiths or Central. And they know that, and I think they're getting that. They understand that it's really not about who we play. It's about how we prepare and how we do things. You do got to prepare for your opponent as far as you got to know what scheme they're going to run. You got to prepare for the personnel. We got to know do they have a receiver that can run? Are they big on the offensive line? Are they big on the D-line? You have to know those things. So it's not like you don't watch your opponent, but it's just always going to be about what we do. As far as Smiths, this is what I do know. Region 2's tough. It's a tough region. So they're playing in a tough region like we are. So wins are hard to come by. And I know they are young this year, but they're playing really hard. And they're good enough. And like I told our guys, and I'm always trying to be honest that, I guess on paper, yeah, maybe we are favored to win this game. But what does that mean? That means nothing. Paper means nothing. We got to go out and do it. And they play hard enough. They are talented enough, and they got a really good coaching staff that, guys, if we don't go bring our best, you're going to be in a dogfight. You're just going to be in a fight for 4 quarters. And that's, you got to expect that. So that's kind of been the message. Our kids, they've understood it. Like I said, Monday and Tuesday are really 2 good days, and so I'm pleased with the preparation. We just got to go execute, and we need to heal some wounds from Friday night after playing Auburn. Man, we need to get some success. There's an old saying, winning cures all. You know what I mean? So we need to get back and have some success.
Your Prattville line 6-2, 3-2 in Region 2, taking on this week Smith Station 2-6 overall, 0-5, but a team more importantly coming off a bye week last week. It's always tough when you're trying to prepare for one of those. Well, stay with us. We've got tons more ahead. Mason Taylor, Buffalo Rock player of the game for his performance against Auburn last week. 16 solo tackles, 6 assists, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 more fumble recovery. The interview with Mason coming your way. You're listening to the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Bibb today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys, welcome back in. Coach Caleb Ross Show in for another segment. Again, 5:30 to 6:30 every single Thursday night, unless something crazy, something special happens over here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Prattville. Come join us. Guys, we'd love to have you. One thing we do want to remind you, the Nick Saban Show follows at 6:30 right after this. So if you're an Alabama fan, you want to make sure and stick around for that. Also, another reminder, special edition of Lace Up coming your way tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll also have Lace Up as regular over on the Alabama News Network, CBS 8, ABC 32 tomorrow night with all of your high school prep highlights, reaction. That's tonight starting at 10 and tomorrow night as well starting at 10 o'clock. All right, joining me now, Mason Taylor, my man, Buffalo Rock player of the game, performance against Auburn last week. You're a senior this year, and, a lot of, great things that Coach Ross has to say about you. I mean, really saying that your performance against Auburn, one of the top that he's ever coached, and this guy's coached a lot of really good defensive players. Here's a plaque that we like to give you, man. If you're watching us on Prattville Live YouTube right now, it's streamed through Facebook and YouTube. Mason Taylor, man, your performance against Auburn last week, 16 solo tackles, 6 assists, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 fumble recovery. Let's just walk through that game, man. How was that for you as a mentality standpoint, just walking through it?
It felt good. I have to give praise to my defensive line. Like, they gave me better vision to make all the tackles that night.
Is it something that, like, all y'all talk about? Because every time we get an offensive guy in, first thing that he thinks is his offensive line. And every time we get a guy in the secondary or, a guy playing in the middle, first thing you do is think the defensive line. Is that just an understood code?
Yes. Like, if it wasn't for the defensive line, I would not be making all these tackles at all.
Mason, senior season for you, how was the summer going into it? It's always a different mentality. You think differently. You try to not only think and act differently, but you're trying to be a different person because, you're growing up. You're almost out of the house, man. How was the summer for you?
It was hard. It's worth the grind. Coach Ross pushed me every day, and Coach Shook pushed me every day.
Working off the summer, spring, summer, and fall, it's something I ask every single person that comes in here that has an incredible game that gets the Buffalo Rock Player of the Game, especially a senior season coming into it. How was the beginning of fall? Was it a different feeling that you've ever had before, playing-wise?
It was a different feeling. Like, it hit me when I was a senior. I was like, I'm a senior now. Like, I'm the leader of the defense, so I had to take it on.
What was the grind like? What was the everyday motivational push for you?
Motivate us every day and get to the ball. Coach Shook made us do pursuit drills every day. Just push us.
Coach Shook, what was he telling you on the sideline Thursday or this past Friday night?
Which one? Which coach?
Coach Shook.
He was telling me, like, get to the ball and don't let everybody down. Keep everybody up. That's how he was telling me.
Just as a defensive unit, when you're in a really tough game like that, Class 7A, you're playing top ball in the entire state. Region 2, there's not another region like it in the entire state with difficulty each and every week. What was the huddle like, trying to get your guys ready?
Everybody was calm. I had to calm everybody down. Everybody was like, it's a big game. I told everybody, calm down. We got it.
Level of growth, where have you grown? Especially from junior year, we're pushing senior. Again, we know you're about to get out. You're going to get out of the house. I also understand you're a bachelor as well. You're living that life. And hey, look, you're taking care of classes. You're taking care of football. How difficult has it been to stay the course?
It haven't been that difficult. Like, from now, I've been a better leader now. I say that.
What's changed for you?
What changed was my mindset of the. I say that.
Where did the mindset come from? Did it come from Coach Ross, Coach Shook?
It came from Coach Ross. He changed everything. He changed the whole program and changed my mindset.
Having Coach Ross come in a couple years ago, what was just the atmosphere like? Because just the culture in itself. It changed so drastically. It didn't matter who. Comes in, it's a different coach, it's a different way of life, it's a different way of doing things. How did everybody react to that at first?
Before Coach Ross came, the atmosphere was down. Like, I don't think nobody even cared anymore. But when Coach Ross came, he changed the whole program around, and everybody wanted to play football and win.
Is that kind of what the locker room was like? Coach Ross was saying, tough loss this past Friday night, but, tons of things to really take away from it. But, one thing I wrote down on my sheet tonight is closeness. Just one word, closeness. Being close, so that when you do go through adversity, that you're able to pull through. How was that post-game locker room?
It was good. Everybody wanted to play that game, and everybody was hyped about that game because it's a big regional game.
Pushing this week, though, you got another Region 1. It's the last region game of the season, regular season. Obviously, it doesn't matter who you play, man. It's something Coach Ross has definitely talked about, and I think it matters for any sport that you look at, no matter part of the season. It doesn't matter who you play. It's just the next man-up type mentality. How was practice Monday and Tuesday? Coach said looks like y'all had fun. Good practice?
We had fun. I say that. We were supposed to do a drill, but we ran out of time. It's like
is it again like an attitude circle drill or something?
No, it was supposed to be an offensive line and defensive line drill when the offensive linemen throw the ball to the other offensive lineman.
Okay. So started raining, didn't have enough time, got out of it.
It was a competition drill. So what we do is on Tuesdays, we always do try to compete. We try to have a little fun on Tuesdays, and it was getting a little later in practice. about 3 or 4 minutes longer than I wanted to be. So, and they were frustrated with it, but the energy was really good. So I'll own that one. We didn't do it. They wanted to do it. So.
Oh, man. All right, so Coach Ross jumping back in as well. Mason Taylor, senior linebacker, Buffalo Rock player of the game. Mason, it's at that point we have to take a quick 10-second little break. But when we come back, I got also something very special for you to get a new fresh haircut. Maybe before we get going, kick off tomorrow night, we'll give you details from how you can listen and follow your lines tomorrow night. Stay with us. We're going to take a quick 10-second break for station identification. All right, welcome back in. A quick 10-second station identification. So many ways you can get a touch of the show. You can watch it. You can listen to it, Dixie Country 100.1 FM, Prattville Live YouTube, Facebook feed, also DixieCountry.net. And if you have an Alexa, just ask her to play Dixie Country. Still with me, senior linebacker Mason Taylor. Performance against Auburn a week ago, man. 16 solo tackles, 6 assists. Seems like you're almost in every play. 1 tackle for loss, 1 fumble recovery. One thing that we do, we just gave you the plaque a few minutes ago. This right here, my man, is Sports Clips. It's a free MVP haircut. Now, what you're going to get with this is here in Prattville, of course. You're going to get a sweet fade, anything you want. You get the haircut. You get the towel, hot towel. Have you ever had one of those?
No, sir.
Oh, wow, my man. One thing Coach Ross can tell you that me and him like the hot towel over at Sports Clips.
That's the best part.
And you're also going to get a massage. So, I mean, treated like the player of the week.
I would like that. I said I would like that.
Mason Taylor. Mason, I see your family over there, and, kind of what I've been told is that everybody seems to be Alabama fans except one person is the Auburn fan, and I can tell because he's sitting over there and he has one Auburn hat on. I don't see anything else. Is that just back and forth how the family dynamics is?
Yes. Yes. That's how it is in my family.
Tons of love on Saturday college football, huh?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, my man Mason Taylor. Coach, before we sign out on this segment, looking at Mason, just having him and being able to be his coach and see him grow as a man, how has he impressed you from junior to senior year?
Man, you threw a softball right there. So, I mean, I probably
Take
have
a
any
swing.
kid, man. When I remember when I first met Mason, and I immediately knew this. He's got presence about him. And just you saw some natural leadership skills. Had a little bit of growing up to do, but a lot of them do. And he hurt his shoulder last year. Was one of our better defensive players last year. Hurt his shoulder game 5. Had missed the rest of the season. But what he has become this year, man, he'll be forever top 5, top 10 players I've ever coached. Man, just an incredible leader. Just incredible I just love. It's been awesome watching the young man he has become. Man, it really is. He is taking ownership of the defense. He is the true alpha male. He is really taking. Me and Coach Shook were just talking just how blown away we've been about him this year. Just at another level of leadership. It's almost like having a coach on the field. And man, I'm just proud of him. Man, he's one of those kids. At this point, he's earned his stripes. Man, I'm just proud of him. Watch it go. And we're gonna need him. He knows that. And he's taking that ownership. He wants it. He wants that on his back. So, and man, it's really special what he's become. Man, he's one of the top leaders I've ever coached.
All right, Mason, reaction after that. I mean, you're sitting there, you're not staring Coach down, but you're listening to him say all these incredible things about yourself. And one thing that sticks out to me is leadership. Each person that comes in and wins this award each week. They had a great game on the field. I mean, that's something we look at the stats when being selected for, but taking it to the next level, being a leader, does that mean more to you than 16 tackles?
Yes, that means way more. Like, 16 tackles can go away. I want to be a leader first. I want to lead my team.
Coach, is it easy to get a scheme together when you're talking defensively, Coach Shook, and, you look into other coaches and you get a player like Mason, and you just know we're going to put him right here, and he's going to know these plays. He's going to be football smart and make the play.
Well, that's the thing. He makes everybody around him better, and it's like you're having a coach on the field, and he's so bought in, he's so there that even when the other kids may doubt or maybe things go, he's there to, hey, we're fine. Hey, coach has got us prepared. I mean, he's been that guy. And, man, and we knew he could be. And it's one of those things, man, that at some point they're going to listen to him before they'll listen to me at some point. So they can only – they're going to kind of like the old dad and the coach. They're going to tune me out at some point, but if there's another player, they don't want to let their teammate down. And that's what they get in Mason, man. And he finally had the game. He's had great games all year, but he had a breakout game Friday night, man. And I think he's leading us. He's leading us in tackles easily. He's had a great year. I mean, he is the alpha male of that defense, and I know Coach Shook feels the same way. Man, we're just proud of him. Like I said, it's been fun to watch him. It really has.
You know, summer pushing fall, and Coach just knowing what you had in Mason and having these other guys that we've had out here. I mean, again, leadership capabilities, but not knowing, knowing that they have the capabilities, but actually seeing them actually go out there and perform them. It's got to make you proud.
It's just what you enjoy about as a coach. I mean, like I said, we're competitive. We'd be lying if we didn't love the wins and the losses. I mean, we don't love the losses, love the wins. But, I mean, you love to watch. I mean, we're coaching young men. And now we said this a couple weeks ago. We was talking about the impact that you have. And, I mean, it's a cool job we got. We get a chance to do a sport, but we get a chance to impact people. And having guys like Mason, who you saw so much potential when we first got here. But we had to grow up a little bit. We did. We had to make – and he wasn't far off. It wasn't like it was constant. But there's just little bitty things that, I mean, you gotta clean this up. But he's done that this senior year, man. It's just like I said, regardless if we win another game or whatever, it's been impressive to know I coach Mason Taylor, man. And these things will take him the rest of his life, no matter where he plays at the next level, no matter what career he chooses. And the same things that I learned from football that I got out of it, he's starting to see it now. He gets it. So – like I said, man, it's these are things that make you stay and that you're glad you coach. You're glad you get to do what you do.
All right, Mason, closing thoughts to Coach Ross. What you got for him?
I love Coach Ross. I'll say that. He's my best friend. I get to him.
He's upset because I'm a better dresser than him, man. That's all it is.
Man.
I'm sharper dressed.
I knew some tension was at this table.
We got some items, though. We talk about swapping now down the road. He'll bring some gear in every now and then. I'm like, where'd you get that now? I ain't seen that. And he was hitting me up on my shirt earlier today. I said he was jealous, man. He's just jealous.
Jealous of the polo. Mason, I mean, seems like you got some crazy swag, man.
Yeah, I got some swag. I got some swag better than him. I can say that.
Look at that. Single man, too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that. He may actually have a girlfriend. I just threw that out there. He's probably got some girl that's upset and mad right now because this is being said.
I don't know. Mason, are you spoken for?
I'm taken.
Oh, sorry. I got him in trouble.
Coach,
Hey, which girl are you talking about? The one
Here he is. Swapping blows out there. Hey, look, Mason, Coach Ross, and look, I mean, if anybody's watching the show, I think they can see just how much love between player and coaches. And, it's a pleasure for me to come in and host this, man.
Thank you.
There he is, Mason Taylor, the Buffalo Rock player of the game again. One last time, his performance against Auburn, 16 solo tackles, 6 assists, 1 tackle for loss, 1 fumble recovery. And that one, Mason, good luck this week, and good luck tomorrow night. Go out there and get the big dub.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for this portion. Stay with us. Got much more. Going to break down this week. Smith Station, a big region game, the last one of the season. Only 2 games left on the year for the regular season for your Prattville Lions. Stay with us. Much more on the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, Think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Bibb today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, service manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tire.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
Caleb Ross Show, 5:30 to 6:30 each Thursday night. Buffalo Wild Wings here in Prattville. Of course, we want you to not only just enjoy the show, Coach, but to come enjoy some wings with us here in Prattville. Gotta love Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, want to remind you, too, if you're listening and you're watching, especially if you're listening on Dixie Country 100.1 FM, if you're a Bama fan or just love a good entertaining coaches show other than this one, Nick Saban's show. He got pretty animated yesterday, Coach, a little bit walking off stage. So I'm sure that will be tons of fun. That follows this show at 6:30 on Dixie Country 100.1. Also want to remind you about a few details for your pregame tomorrow night. Pregame coverage starts at 6 o'clock. Got tons of good stuff from starting at 6 o'clock. A lot of pre-taped interviews, kind of get you inside the mind of the coaching staff, of these players, what's ahead of Smith Station Week. Also, right up until that, 6:45, they'll come to you live. Will Barrett, Chip Powell, the whole gang at Stanley Jensen Stadium tomorrow night with kickoff coming in right afterwards at 7 o'clock. Now, Coach, one thing that I got to briefly get you ready for in about 8 seconds a second ago, just to get you react off this, and not by how many points that we're looking at because, it's a big number. Let's put it that way. It's one website. It's a .org, and we use it over the Alabama News Network. It's actually really incredibly factual just from an analytical standpoint. The numbers are just there, and I don't know who runs it, but this guy is fantastic. Now, I have no idea how he actually comes up with this, and I was going to get your input because it's something I've never seen in high school athletics, especially high school football. So this is coming from the Alabama High School Football Historical Society. They have something called a power ratings, a power rankings, and each week they'll have it from class 1A to 7A. And basically now they appoint point spreads on these games according to this one. Okay, and I just found it doing some show prep for this one. Prattville is favored by 28 points against Smith Station tomorrow night. Coach's thoughts about, high school football games being a point spread now?
I've seen it. I've felt like a lot of people. Somebody said something about it. I was like, there's no way. And then you pull it up, you're like, sure enough, there it is.
Minus 28.
I agree with you. I've been on that site. The site is incredible, man. It is. You get a lot of information. And you can on a lot of teams, history, coaches. Like whoever does it does a really good job.
It's remarkable.
Puts a lot of time into it, and And man, all year they've been kind of favorable on our power rating, so which has been good. I hadn't even gotten on there this week, but I have seen that. I don't even know. I don't. It's almost like I really don't even want to know why. You know what I mean? I don't even know how you get to that. And my deal is, how do you get to that? I mean, because I guess like the colleges, the pros, man, they do that stuff, but they've got the analytics on kids and not kids, but players and stats and injuries, and there's so much information they have, so they're making these.
No, it's.
I mean, it's I guess
Vegas bookies.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I hate to even bring that up in high school football, but that's like they're making these things, and man, I'm not naive. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a world out there I don't want to know about as far as high school, but man, I don't know about 28 points. I mean, most guys like they just cringe when you hear something like that, man. I mean, look, we got to go get. We don't worry about how bad we win, how big the point spread. We got to go play good football, and if that means we win if playing good football means we win 7-6, 14-13, or if we win 28-0, that's what good football means. That's the key. I mean, we just can't get into all that. I mean, it does. I'll say this. I'm not one of these guys say, well, I can't worry about you, whatever. Look, man, that stuff makes football fun. There's a lot of people get on that side. It makes it interesting. It creates excitement for the game, hopefully in a positive way.
Well, okay, let me throw this at you.
Okay.
Looking at the website or just looking at any website, and, I mean, again, I think you can say to some credibility on this website how accurate it is and what a good job that they actually do. But something that, you brought up a second ago is – when you're looking at college and you're looking at Vegas point spreads and how those guys break down, and, I mean, I give it to them, incredibly accurate.
That's right.
It's really, really accurate. The credibility from a high school website, and no matter which high school website it is, I mean, I'm sure there's other ones in other states.
Right.
What's the credibility you think for, how they come up with a point spread? Because it blew my mind because I've never seen it in Alabama high school football to where you had a website that would put up an actual point spread for a game.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I've looked at it, and I will say that whoever's doing it is pretty educated, and they know, because there's times I'll say like the media's high school top 10, and I'll see guys that are in that, and I'm like, that number 5 couldn't play with number 10 any day of the week. But this, you look on that, and you're like, hey man, they actually got some of this stuff figured out. Like from a coach's perspective, we've talked about like. Actually, I agree with some of these things. This team here is probably better, even though in the media they're not even ranked or they're ranked way below. But because it's coaches, and sometimes we get it and see it, and sometimes the media just sees a matchup and a win, and unless you're super detailed and organized. It does, like I was saying earlier, it makes football fun, and a lot of kids get on it, players get on it, and I do like the excitement, man. You want people talking about it. You want excitement. I don't want to know if there's people betting on our games. I don't even want to go down that path of talking about that. But but it is a good site. It is. I've got on there. I think I've tried to find. I went and found 1 year back when I was playing. They had one score that was off by 1 point. I think they had us winning 41-13. We actually won 42-13. So I was like, so whoever's done this has done a ton of research.
So I guess from the standpoint analytically, when you look at the numbers from a coaching staff, I mean, it's something that you've said how crazy accurate they are. I mean, I guess analytically, this site is probably better than most sites when it comes to actual numbers.
When it comes to the history and the facts, there ain't no doubt. I mean, you can go pull like Smith Station. You can pull who's been the coach there since 1956. Their record. And what it does, it gives you some historical perspective of if a team's having a really good year, you can say, hey, man, this team, this school isn't used to this type of success. So, man, they're on cloud 9 or – yeah, I mean, you're going into a proud place. They're having a good year, but they expect to be good. I mean, that's what it does. So you can go back and say, man, look at all these winning seasons this team had. They're not. This is who they are. It's going to be those things do weigh in my mind because I love the sport and I love the history of it too. And by the way, I'm a history teacher. So any type of history, did that for 10 years. So I'm fascinated by it. But it is. It's neat that we brought that up because it's a really good site, man, and you can. A lot of people use it. I do think we're going into an area on the point spread stuff. It's like, what? How do you get to that? But anyway, and I definitely don't know how we get to 28 points. I cringe at that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So, and not like any coach. I'm going to be typical coach on that, man. I don't know. So
Alabama High School Football Historical Society is a website that we're talking about where they're coming out with point spreads for high schools. Coach, last question before we do off with this one. I just had to get your expert opinion on this, seeing what
it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because it blew my mind to actually see, because I glanced down. I said, man, I'm getting ready for the show tonight, and oh look, Prattville's minus 28. They're favored by 28 points in this. It blew me away. Just to wrap it up, is this something maybe that scares you a little bit to maybe your players or other coaches, players seeing a website that actually has a point spread it's meant for college, and there's been discussion about how it shouldn't be in college, but now it seems like it's creeped into the high school level.
Well, I don't like I said, maybe I'm gonna still be Disney or PG or Lassie here, but maybe it's just for fun. You know what I mean? Maybe, and it does create some excitement to some average fan type stuff. I mean, you've heard some stories of high school football in Miami and stuff like that where there's large money on the game and stuff. I don't think we have any of that going on in Prattville. I'm not saying that people don't do stuff, but I don't think it affects our players. Because that's the fear. That's the fear of where, man, with anything with gambling. I mean, and I don't, like I said, I know that's we're going down a path of conversation that's unique, but it's fair. I think it's neat because that is a neat site. And like I said, it's a really good detailed site, and they do a lot of neat stuff in the off season. They'll keep up with coaching changes, coaching hire. Obviously, an ex-coach who runs this, or hopefully not a current coach, but somebody that's done this knows. Because some of the things on their rankings, I actually knowing the teams that played and the coaches, I was like, hey, that's probably more accurate than what's in the state top 10. So, but anyway.
Prattville's last region game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock kickoff at Stanley Jensen Smith Station Week. Of course, this is our last break, so stay with us when we come back. A few more questions to Coach, and we'll wrap it up and send it to the Nick Saban Show. Stay with us. You're listening to the Coach Caleb Ross Show.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be a better time. Come and see us.
Great time to come see him. Come see Kirk and the boys here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
Think local. Think of all the skill and talent found right here in our community. Hands that build, hands that feed, teach, protect, and hands that heal. Guardian Credit Union reaches out to people just like you. Handling loans for new cars, opening doors to new homes, saying yes to fun and adventure. When you need a strong, steady financial hand, think local. Think Guardian.
Buffalo Rock is well known for Pepsi and other great soft drink brands. Did you know that Buffalo Rock is one of the River Region's largest full-service caterers? And have you heard about Micro Market? Buffalo Rock is leading the region with innovation to replace conventional vending at many of the larger industrial plants. Plant management loves it, and so do the employees. To find out more about Buffalo Rock Catering and the Micro Market, call Mike Barnett at 334-394-4452. The Buffalo Rock family is proud to support area schools. BuffaloRock.com.
Did you know you can buy an E-Z-GO golf cart for only $3,100 now at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West in Prattville? Prattville Outdoors has a great selection of previously owned 2017 E-Z-GO golf carts. Prattville Outdoors even has a camo model that's been jacked up and ready for hunting season, selling at only $69.95. Come see the Johnson Brothers and Viv today at Prattville Outdoors, 118 Highway 82 West, or go to PrattvilleOutdoors.com. That's PrattvilleOutdoors.com.
Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish. Give me some U.S. farm-raised catfish.
I only use U.S. farm-raised catfish.
We've been selling U.S. farm-raised catfish since 1978.
They do have a choice for a good, wholesome, safe fish. We know it's a good product.
Ask for U.S. farm-raised catfish, only the finest, freshest, tastiest. You can taste the difference.
From our farm to your table, your family deserves the best. U.S. farm-raised catfish.
Hey, this is Chip Powell. I'm here with Lewis Mills, Service Manager at Larry Puckett Chevrolet, here at Express Oil Change and Tires Engineers. As you can hear, they're getting the new tires put on. Lewis, tell us what's going on here.
Well, Chip, hunting season around the corner, you're trying to get a jump on things. We're putting on your Nitto grapplers on your truck now, so we have BF Goodrich, Michelin, Uniroyal, and multiple other lines of tires.
Man, that's great, Lewis. We really appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Bye.
The Coach Caleb Ross Show. Coach, just a few more minutes left in this one. Let me throw some more numbers at you, okay, because I've been kind of saving this in my back pocket, and maybe I should have talked about it a little bit earlier, but, last segment was just something that needed to happen. Looking at the numbers, okay, Smith Station has only scored 129 points this season. They've given up 194. So if you look at offensively – in the entire region, Region 2, only the only other team to score less points would be Jeff Davis. So Smith Station is sitting in second offensive production-wise, analytically, numbers-wise. I'm a big stat guy,
Right.
and I think most coaches are too, because it helps you evaluate certain things. And I also know on this show, I can throw stats at you, and
That's
right.
right.
you're still going to come back with certain answers as most coaches do. But when you look at stuff like that, and you're sitting back trying to get a defensive game plan together, does numbers play a factor, or do you key in on the film? You're looking at the quarterback, you're looking at the offensive schematics of them.
Well, I mean, most coaches, and this is not. I mean, sometimes you do give coach speak. This is not coach speak. Every coach is going to watch what they do, and they're going to determine, man, first of all, is their personnel. How do we match up with them? Is there any issues where we say, hey, man, this is not a good matchup for us, or man, we're all gonna. Or what do they do? What do they do? What's their offense? Are they a double wing? Are they a spread? Are they whatever? So, and sometimes that's what people don't understand with football, man. Sometimes matchups do matter. Like, some teams, man, this team's going to do really well with this team because it's a good matchup for them. And some teams like, hey, man, I worry about this game. Even though that they've beaten everybody else by 30, they don't match up well with this team. And basketball is really that way a lot. But sometimes football is that way. Now I'll say this: if I don't know if you look at like the numbers, but if you look, man, they got beat pretty good by that team. And you kind of glance through it. Maybe you pick an article week 2, then week 5, you're like, man, they got beat again pretty good. So when you get to that team, you're like, man, all right, let's get on the tape. What's going on here? Why?
Right.
And I think every coach does that. Or if they're beating the snot out of people, and you're like, man, what in the world? And you turn the tape on, and you're like, okay, I see why now. I mean, it's a good example. Like we played Auburn, and man, they didn't give up a lot of points. And then you start turning on the tape, and you're like, I see why. Man, they're good on defense. They were really good. I mean, you watch them playing Opelika. Opelika beat them. Opelika has 1 first down late in the third, going into the third quarter of that football game. So it's like, man, you're playing a really good team. We better be buttoned up. I mean, and it proved they were good on defense. So there's a reason. I think every coach does that. They kind of get in the back of their mind, hey, I'm looking forward to watching them because I want to see why they lose to this team. Then you start. A good example, I'll go back to the Auburn. Everybody's like last week, well, Auburn's not very good this year. They got beat by Lee. They had 5 turnovers in that football game, and Lee had to beat them in the fourth quarter of that game. Well, the same way when we played Central earlier, people pull up score and it looks 45-20. Well, that game's a 17-13 game at half, and it's a 31-20 game with about 7 minutes left, and we turned the ball over. So, sometimes scores can be misleading, and you got to go get that information as a coach of why is this team the way they are. So.
Bring your ponchos tomorrow night. Don't let the weather scare you. It's just going to rain. It could be an old-school type of game. Again, tons of high schools have moved their game to tonight, so you can catch a special edition of Lace Up on the Alabama News Network starting at 10 o'clock tonight. Of course, we'll be with you tomorrow evening as well for Lace Up. John Longshore, Adam Solomon, Madison Jaggers, myself will be there to break down all the high school football highlights, including this game, your game, Smith Station at Prattville. Again, bring the ponchos, come out, bring the shakers to support your Lions at Stanley Jensen Stadium tomorrow night. The pregame show right here in Dixie Country 100.1 begins at 6. Then coming to you live at 6:45, Will Barrett, Chip Powell, and the entire game with kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That'll do it for the Coach Caleb Ross Show this week. Join us next week, same time, location, 5:30 to 6:30, a special Halloween show, Coach, next Thursday night for Coach Caleb Ross, our producer, Stacey Mills, one of the best in the entire business and the entire Dixie Country family. I'm Daryl Puckett. So long until next week. Have a great night, and we'll hopefully see you out tomorrow night at Stanley Jensen.
We're here today at Larry Puckett Chevrolet by the brand new Blazer. Got General Sales Manager Kirk Mims here. Kirk, tell us what's going on here at Larry Puckett Chevrolet.
It's closeout time at Larry Puckett Chevrolet. The 2019s are going fast. We've got save up to $5,000 on one of these Blazers. You can save up to $7,000 on the new Equinox, and you can save up to $14,000 off of a new 19 Silverado. There will never be